I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com, and this is the Thursday tally number 17. Today I wanted to do a video on long-term thinking when it comes to alcohol or anything else in your life. First, on the site this week, I haven't really done much. I've just been working really hard the last few weeks. I've had another couple of clients coming in, so I've got to make money and all. I mean, how much I'd love to do this full time. I just I haven't got the time at the moment, so bear with me. I will get some more videos up when I can, but in the meantime, I'll still do the tally every week. So ups and downs for the week. Basically, I gained a pound this week. We had one of our friends staying with us. She came down from Holland with her granddaughter, and that was great, but it just meant the diet went out the window, and didn't get much exercise done. But that's life, isn't it? You know? So but it's all heading in the right direction. I'm on week 17 now. The lads went back to Holland and everything's back under control again. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about long-term thinking when it comes to quitting drinking. Problem with most people is that they don't think into the long term. It's all very short-term thinking. It's the pleasure that I'm getting now from drinking, whether it's alleviating a problem or just getting hammered. It's in the now. And I mean, if you sit down and you actually think about the internal damage that you're causing with every drink, I mean, I'm not sure how many brain cells that you kill every time you have a drink. All the damage that's been done to your liver, and it's a lot of that stuff is just done over time. It's done over a long time. I mean, sclerosis of the liver doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. It might not happen to everyone, but there's always going to be long-term consequences to drinking, especially the type of drinking that we do, that I used to do. When I was drinking, I never thought about my partner or my son, or I never thought about my father or my mother or my brothers or sisters, my friends. It was just about me drinking. And it's really when I did start thinking about those and the consequences, and it's when you see people that you love in the future, when you can picture them looking after you. I mean, I've said it before, that one of the things that really changed my mind was reading about from the perspective of a woman who was looking after her husband who was in the final stages of alcoholism. And that really affected me deeply, because I mean, one of the things that she said was that she was describing him as a young man, and how vibrant he was, intelligent, he had a ready smile and a big laugh for everyone. And he just deteriorated into this thing that was in the hospital bed. And she said she couldn't even go near him because of the smell that was coming off him, And it wasn't because he wasn't washing himself, it was just because he was dying from within, And when I read that, it was, it really did affect me. And not just on a purely personal level. I didn't just think about myself and think, well, that could be me lying in a hospital bed all fucked up and stuff in whatever, 10, 15 years time. But I thought about it from, would I want my partner to come in and to view me like that, or my son, to have my son coming in and thinking, Jesus Christ, what have you done to yourself, So that sort of pushed me really into the long-term thinking mode. But there's also another side to it. I mean, while you're thinking into the future, you have to think about yourself being in a position where you're not drinking anymore. I mean, I'm in a position now, 17 weeks, and I can tell you now, going to bed every night and falling asleep within 2 minutes. I mean, I read every night. I always read. Even when I was pissed, I would try and read the book, although I couldn't see what was going on the page. But now I can get into bed, I can read my book for 2 minutes, and I'm gone, I'm asleep. And I have a great sleep. I wake up, I don't even need the 8, 9, 10 hours sleep that I used to need. you know, normally now I wake up after 6 hours and I'm feeling fully refreshed. And every morning I get up and there's no hangover at all. So you really have to look at yourself in the future, see yourself going to bed and getting a full night's sleep and waking up in the morning and not having a hangover and doing all those things that you always wanted to do, all the things that were in your head to do but you couldn't because you were drinking. You were, you know, as I would call myself, a pisshead, you know. You need to look at the people that are around you, the people that are closest to you, and hear them inside your head and hear the happiness in their voice that you've come to your senses, you know, and that you've stopped poisoning yourself. You need to create those images of yourself, your future self in your head, and add as much detail as you can, you know, big bright pictures, hear sounds, smell things, hear the birds, you know, outside twittering away, and, you know, feel warm, feel comfortable, feel, you know, all the nice things that you want in your life. Just make sure that it's all in there. Make it as real as possible. So one of the things that you can do to try and alter the way you're thinking, if you're thinking in the short term, is to take 10 or 15 minutes every day. Take a good look at your decisions from the past day or 2 days, and just try and figure out whether they're short term only or they have consequences in the long term, you know, if they're bad consequences in the long term. And commit yourself to doing it for a week. You know, a week's not that long, and at the end of the week just see if it's changed your thinking in any way, and it should do. Just being mindful of the way you're thinking and your decisions should actually change the way that you think. Do it for a week and then carry on for another week and do it for a month, and eventually, you know, do that 40-day thing where it becomes a habit with you and you really start to look at your decisions in a new way. So I hope you got something out of that. As normal, you can go over to the website alcoholmastery.com and take a look there. I'm going to try and make a few changes to the site over the next few weeks. So thanks for watching. My name's Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.